I was singing Mungu wa Miungu by Neema K. And I remember I was so immersed in the spirit. I was so immersed in the song. And I heard, you don't know how this brings down the presence. I was startled because I was alone in the room and I wasn't expecting anyone. And I had goosebumps all over. My hair stood and my heart was beating so fast. And I remember I couldn't sing anymore and I stayed silent for a minute, just trying to figure out what had just happened. And I asked, Lord, is this a response for what I said last night? What's up and Shalom? How are you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Liz Wanjiru and this is His Word, My Purpose. Alright, so today's topic is the dream you buried. First, I want to start with a story. It's a story that we're all familiar with. It's a story that a lot of people can resonate with. It's a story of Sarah and Abraham in the Bible. Okay, Liz, we've heard this story way too many times, like a zillion times. I know. But hear me out, all right? There's something I want us to focus on in this story, something that you probably did not notice the many times you've heard or read the story yourself. And then I'm going to bring it home with a personal story. Let's get to it. Everyone knows Abraham as the father of faith, and that is what we've been taught since Sunday school. And personally, I don't think I've ever seen Abraham as the regular guy. He's always been that superhero. Like in my mind, he's always been that faith guy, you know, that guy who faithed it out smoothly. Well, until I paid attention to his response, the third and the fourth time the Lord appeared to him to give him a promise that he had already given him a couple times before, 2 times to be specific. And it was years apart. And then I began to see him in a different light. And you guys, I was shocked to realize that Abraham was just a regular guy like the rest of us. And he and Sarah were just like, you know, a regular couple today, praying and trusting God for a child. Who would have thought? The first 2 times the Lord spoke to Abraham about giving him many descendants and giving them the land of Canaan to be their permanent possession, Abraham did not say a word. Both times he built an altar and he worshipped the Lord. But the third time that he spoke to him, he had something to say. And what he said reveals to us what was in his heart in that season. And the first thing that was in his heart was a question. Now, because Abraham was a good man, I can imagine him asking this question in all humility and in all innocence. And I'm going to read what the question was, just so you know where his heart was in that season. But Abram replied, "O sovereign Lord, what good are all your blessings when I don't even have a son? Since you've given me no children, Eliezer of Damascus, a servant in my household, will inherit all my wealth." So what he said translates to, Lord, what's the point of you giving me all this wealth and you've not given me any children yet, despite you giving me a promise every single time, but nothing. Old age is approaching, the clock is ticking, and you know what? I've already come to terms with the fact that you've not given me any children, and I am at peace with Eliezer, my servant, being my heir. And the Lord was very quick to say no, and that he was going to give him an heir, matter of fact, a son from his own loins. And at this time, Sarah was beyond frustrated. And the reason why I'm saying that she was frustrated is because she said that the Lord was preventing her from having children. I mean, she felt like the Lord was depriving her of the very thing that he was promising them. And because of this feeling, she made a suggestion that Abraham was fully on board with, and they bore a son with their slave, Hagar. Now I can imagine Abraham being like, finally, a son from my own loins. But let me tell you something. The Lord will not let you rest if there's something that He wants to bring forth into your life. He will not leave you alone. Take it from me, He will not leave you alone. So 13 years later, the Lord spoke to Abraham again, and He was like, you see that journey that we were supposed to get started on? Now is the time. I still intend to bless you with a son, not just from your loins, but from Sarah's womb. Ishmael, what's you doing? Not mine. Sometimes we as believers are very quick to do the quick facts mathematics. We look at the situation, we look at the surrounding, and you're very quick to dismiss that which our natural eye cannot align with. And in this verse, we're literally looking at Abraham trying to renegotiate with God about His promise, trying to make him accept Ishmael as his heir and requesting that the Lord would allow him to live under His special blessing. And the Lord said no. Because how many people would not have a story to encourage them if the Lord accepted Abraham's request to make Ishmael his heir? But the Lord knew that in this dream that Abraham was trying to bury, there lied a word that would help strengthen someone's faith in the Lord. He knew that in this dream that Abraham was trying to bury, there lied a testimony that would uplift someone's spirit, someone that may be on the verge of giving up. The Lord knew that in this dream that Abraham was trying to bury, there lied a great testimony that would bring glory to the name of the Lord. And in that dream that you are trying to bury, there lies something that could impact the society in a major way. So you better go back to it. So I want to bring this close with a personal story. If you know me, you know that I love music with all my heart. And in 2018, I did my first song. And just when I was about to do the video, the Lord was like, hold up. He asked me to wait through my spiritual mentor. And because the Lord had done so much for me, so much for my loved ones, and I knew that the Lord loved to speak in my life, I decided to obey. My spiritual mentor said that she wasn't going to tell me the reason why I should wait because she wanted the Lord to tell me why Himself. And true to her words, sometime later the Lord revealed to me why He had asked me to wait, and I was glad that I obeyed. In 2021, the waiting was hard. It was getting boring. And even though the Lord had said that He did not want me to put myself out there yet, I felt like I needed to do something and I wanted to record more music, all right? So I called my producer. We scheduled for a recording session and I paid. But tell me why I got sick every single time that I was scheduled to record tomorrow. It happened so many times that it was clear that the Lord did not want me to do it. All right? So I felt like I was inconveniencing the producer. And one day I just called him. I was like, sir, I am sorry for the inconvenience. There's a project that I'm doing now, but as soon as I am done, I'm going to give you a call. And that was it. He never saw me again. So he never saw me again. In 2022, I was so tired. Waiting was hard and I was over it. So one evening I was having a conversation with the Lord, but it wasn't really a conversation. It was just me speaking my mind to the Lord. And I didn't feel angry. I felt like my heart was at peace. And I didn't know that the words that came out of my mouth were stemming from the years of frustration that I had, because for many years I felt like Sarah, when she said that the Lord was preventing her from having children. I felt the same way, and I felt like the Lord was depriving me of the very thing that He had called me to do. I kept wondering why the Lord would not allow me to record the music that He had given me. I I kept asking, why don't you want me to record? Why don't you want me to record? Is it time to record yet? And the Lord would be like, no. Is it time to record? No. Is it time to record? No. And I was frustrated. So I said, Lord, you know, I don't have to sing. Matter of fact, I will not sing. I don't want to sing. Please don't give me any music inspiration. Don't inspire me at all. If the Holy Spirit tries to inspire me, I will not pay attention. I will not take it seriously. I will not write it down. I will not record it. I don't want to sing. But I worship you in the house all day long. I don't want to record any music. I don't want to write down any music. I don't want to sing at church. No one has to know that I can sing. I said that, and that was set in my heart, and I knew that I was over music. The next day, I did chores around the house. I did laundry, and when I was putting the laundry away, I was singing Mungu wa Miungu by Neema K. And I remember I was so immersed in the spirit. I was so immersed in the song, and I heard, you don't know how this brings down the presence. I was startled because I was alone in the room and I wasn't expecting anyone. And I had goosebumps all over. My hair stood and my heart was beating so fast. And I remember I couldn't sing anymore and I stayed silent for a minute, just trying to figure out what had just happened. And I asked, Lord, is this a response for what I said last night? I was like, Lord, I see what you're trying to communicate. And I felt like he was trying to show me just how big, how powerful, and how beautiful the dream I was abandoning was. And I was like, Lord, I am at that place where I buried that dream. And I promise you that I'm digging it up. And I want to do music. I want to serve you in the music ministry when the right time comes. I said, but there's one thing I'm asking you. If I ever find myself in this place again, please remind me that you're not wicked for asking me to wait. Remind me that you do not lack in wisdom. You have the ability to see tomorrow and I do not. And you obviously have a profound reason for asking me to wait. Remind me that you do not lack in the power and in the ability to make it happen when the right time comes. Dear friend, that dream you buried out of frustration that it was taking too long, that dream you buried because you lacked the finances or the means to get it off the ground, that dream you buried because you lost motivation somewhere along the way and you lacked the right people to push you and to encourage you to keep on keeping on. That dream you buried because you doubted yourself due to insecurities stemming from past wounds and traumas. This is the time to dig it up. This is the time to pick it up from where you left it. This is the time to resurrect it in your heart. All right? Let me tell you something. The enemy will always try to attack you in the areas of your strength. The areas that the Lord is interested to turn your life around completely. Those are the areas that the enemy will target the most. He sees them early and he will always want to nip it in the bud. So children of light, stay woke. I've also remembered that I've never asked you to subscribe to my channel, and I'm asking you right now, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. That's gonna be it for today's episode, and I'm gonna see you on my next one. Bye.